nitwa Padiri Jean-Marie Vianney Dushimimana.
My name is Father J.M.V. Dushimimana, the Director of Caritas of Byumba diocese. The program of good nutrition in a family is divided into 4 parts, including agriculture, nutrition, investment and saving, plus promoting good relationship among family members. This last program is more important because it teaches couples to understand the purpose of a family foundation. It also helps couples to value religious sacrament of marriage and to make them remember the right of each other, especially women who are more vulnerable to violence in nowadays. The agriculture part is composed of people in groups assisted by a project agronomist. 150 groups are given crops, fertilizer, and agricultural skills taught in groups through the Farmer Field Learning School, FFLS.
Mbere uburyo twahingaga twapfaga guhinga akajagari ubundi tugahinga.
Before, we cultivated by using our traditional skills, but after learning modern agriculture, we started to cultivate in a durable kitchen garden in which water and fertilizer are kept together to nourish the crops.
Kandi n'igihingwa cyaho ugasanga givoma ku buryo bucyoroheye.
I work as an agronomist in this project. We teach agriculture skills through the Farmer Field Learning School, FFLS, to the group's members. Each group has its own Farmer Field Learning School where they learn how to improve the agriculture skills so that the skills learned would be applied in their own gardens.
Bityo ibyo bakoze mu murima mashuri wabo bakajya kubikora mu ngo zabo.
Kubijyanye rero n'imirire,
for nutrition part, we have 5,218 children who are under age of 5. Their mothers learn cooking nutritive food in village nutritive schools, VNS, with the vegetable ingredients harvested from their kitchen garden. Children with malnutrition are taken care of. A child who is in red is rushed to the hospital, and the one who is in yellow is put in a nutritive program for 12 days to be followed by health counselors and nutritionists from health centers. Thus, this initiative is fruitful. Those children under 5 years have a special nutritive program which helps them to become healthy. Their mothers are given crops and vegetables so that they continue taking care of their children back at home.
bagira uburyo bakomeza gufashwa.
Umwana wanjye yari afite imirire mibi koko bihagije.
I had deep grief because my child was malnourished due to not knowing how to cook a nutritive meal. My child weighed 1 kilo. Each month, I attended this nutrition school to learn how to cook nutritive food for kids. For this time, I praise my Lord. My kid now weighs 5 kilos and 800 grams.
Kugeza iyi saha mbese ubu ndi gushima Imana umwana wanjye agejeje ibiro 5,800. Kuba umwana yari afite imirire mibi suko nari mbuze ibintu.
My kid was malnourished not because of not having food to feed her. I had vegetable, potatoes, but because of not knowing the importance of eating vegetables, which I valued less. But after joining this group, role model mothers taught me the importance of vegetables. Thereafter, I now feed my kid and the whole family with vegetables.
Ubwo rero muri gahunda y'ishuri mbonezamirire icyo dukora
Mothers bring variety of raw food in this village nutritive school. This collection has to contain food with calories, proteins and vitamins. From this collection, mothers with the help of a role model mother learn how to prepare a nutritive meal in order to eradicate malnutrition. Children are weighed and measured to know their growing process. Those who are malnourished started a 12 days program under the supervision of a role model mother. From the first day, a child is weighed up to the 12th day. If that child has increased 200 grams, it means that she or he is out of malnutrition status.
Babanza kupima ibiro afite bagitangira ku munsi wa 12. Iyo yungutse amagarama 200 bigaragara yuko uwo mwana bayavuye mu mirire mibi.
We have a program of saving and internal lending credit, SILC, well known as SAFE, in 5 parishes in which we operate. Those 150 groups have saved more than 80 million Rwandan francs. Group members have the opportunity to borrow money which will be refunded with interest. I borrowed 35,000 Rwandan francs in my group, the money which became fruitful. Before, it was hard for me to buy timber. I borrowed 35,000 Rwandan francs to buy timber, to make chairs and tables. And then later, I sold them to my neighbors. The money gained, I first refunded the debt. I continued using the interest from the money borrowed, and whenever I was in lack of money, I came back to borrow the money again. From my carpentry business, I praised the Lord to have bought a cow of 150,000 Rwandan francs. With the support of this group, I also bought an arable land on 200,000 Rwandan francs.
Iri tsinda ryangiriye akamaro nagurishamo amafaranga 50,000 naragiye n'umufasha wanjye turaganira.
I borrowed 50,000 francs in this group. I and my husband, we thought about a business to run. We bought 1 can and 2 barrels to use in production of sorghum beer. When the business flourished, we paid back the money, and I bought a piglet of 10,000 Rwandan francs from the interest gained. When I am in shortage of money, I come back to borrow money to run business. I started with 50 kilos of sorghum, but now I am able to buy 200 kilos of sorghum to use in production, and 100 kilos to put aside as reserve. I firstly borrowed money to buy a sheet to build a water tank. We had bricks. For the second time, I borrowed 13,000 Rwandan francs to pay manpower. Therefore, we now use water from the water tank. I chose to build a water tank because I want to alleviate the task of fetching water far from here, and sometimes we have a shortage of water to give cows. I also use water from the tank to water vegetables in a kitchen garden. These groups of saving and internal lending credit have 4 functions: training each other, supporting each other financially, developing families' financial means, and brainstorming some small projects which generate income. In promoting a well-being of families, this initiative reached to obvious results. Some couples overcame their disagreements in the sake of reconciliation, and other couples also decided to get married officially. Before, we had some family disagreements, but after training, we learned how to respect your spouse, to cherish your partner, and to have some time to chat. I used to spend family wealth in useless things. To leave money to my wife to be kept safely was a sacrilege. I first organized my family before counseling other families in trouble. In Rwandan culture, we have a proverb saying that a husband is a son from the other mother. I believed that I had not to tell all the truth to my husband. From training skills learned, I decided to be his without hiding any secret to him. Many conflicts in several families come from family property mismanagement. The other problem is based on gender inequality. Men do not respect their wives. Therefore, spouses have no commitment to work together. Men do not want to share family belongings with their wives. A man likes to hide his salary to his wife. He spends money on drinking beer without buying food and soap to his family. And their children drop out from the school because they do not have school materials and school uniforms. It is too hard to those families to buy health insurance. In that case, we approach women for counseling and we urge them to bring their husbands wisely for effective understanding. Before the School of the Faithful House, TFH, came, I didn't realize that I was married. I took my husband as a housekeeper. From the skills learned, love towards him started growing up, and I decided to get married to him officially. I decided to get married to my wife today because I trust her and now she's my true wife. Before joining the School of the Faithful House, TFH, I took her as my homemaid. Before, when I got home, there was no need to greet her. But today, when I get home, I greet both my wife and our kid. And all together, we discuss about the future of our family. After being trained, I took measures to respect my husband and to admit that he is a half of me. There is no me without him. This official marriage is a sign of respect and a decision to be faithful to him. Before, I took my wife as a housemaid due to a bad situation in which we lived. After knowing the value of a wife at home, how we should live together faithfully, and acknowledging that there is no other better woman than that whom Lord gave me, thus I trusted her, and my love grew up in my heart. So I decided to marry her officially to bring back the respect that I had taken away from her before.
Ishuri ry'ubudahemuka ni ishuri rigamije kwigisha abantu.
The School of the Faithful House, TFH, teaches people how to live in harmony, in their families. This part is a nod to other 3 parts of the project activities because we teach couples to live together in harmony without separating their strength. From that, couples are able to make their families grow financially, to do modern agriculture for family self-sufficiency, and to be able to fight malnutrition through their fields harvests.
Ubuhinzi bw'umwuga, ubuhinzi buteza urugo imbere, noneho nibyo basaruye nk'urugo ababyeyi babashe kubitegurira abana barwanye ya mirire mibi ishobora kugaragara mu rugo.
Murakoze, mu minsi iri imbere icyambere giteganywa no kwagura umushinga tukajya mu yandi maparuwasi.
We plan to enlarge the project to other parishes because we operate in 5 only. We want to start groups of trainers in fighting malnutrition. Those families that we helped before would be witnesses to other neighborhood families. This number will be added to the current role model families in order to have a big number of trainers in malnutrition.
Nabo ngabo mu mubare tukawongera kuko tugira abakangurambaga benshi ku bijyanye no kurwanya indwara zituruka ku mirire mibi.